impact of what skilling can do. She rose, although she got down with their first top-seeded player, but she won the hearts of 125 crore people from our country. So skilling for employability session, you all would agree, is the spine topic of National Quality Conclave and the nation. The men and women of today are going to be the skill and knowledge professionals of tomorrow, who would then serve as the building blocks of our nation. How well we are doing on impactful skilling and knowledge training needs continual assessment and improvement. Large number of specialized skill master trainers besides centers of excellence is the need of the hour. Without going through the backdrop of the session, which you will read on your own, I'll just leave you with a message from our chairman, Adil Zainul Bhai, who says, in the midst of largest migration from rural to urban, 10 million per year is happening in our country currently. How India develops its significant human potential and lays down new models of growth of its towns and cities would shape the future of our country and people. Lines from our Secretary General, Dr. R.P. Singh. We would like to hear from national and international experts having extensive knowledge to share their thoughts and ideas, some of which would be beneficial for the process of excellence and customer delight. So we have a panel of experts. I would first like to invite the chairperson, Mr. Sharda Prasad, on the dais, who is an IS officer of 1981 batch of Uttar Pradesh cadre, an internationally known authority on skill development. Mr. Prasad has represented India in various multilateral organizations such as ILO, EU, UNESCO, World Bank, and ASEM. He joined the Ministry of Labor and Employment in November 2006 and served as Director General Employment and Training and Joint Secretary, Additional Secretary till May 2013. During his tenure, he was responsible for policy formulation on skill development, setting of standards, revision of course curriculum, affiliation of industrial training institutes by NCVT, trade testing and certification. Presently, Mr. Prasad is the chairman of committee set up by the Government of India to review the functioning of skills sectors councils and suggest reforms in the vocational training system of the country. Okay, so I would like to next invite Mr. Markandeya Rai as the co-chairman. Mr. Markandeya Rai, yeah. He is our accreditation committee meeting chairman and he is an expert in the area of international expert, and he has spent a lot of time in the UN in the African belt. So he's a knowledge expert in the field of skilling as well. So please help me invite Mr. Markandeya Rai. Next we have Mr. Gerald Thiel. He's going to speak on the experiences of German system of dual initial vet. How far can they be used for skill development in India? Mr. Gerald Thiel is coming from Germany, has been engaged in the area of vocational training and education for decades, dealing with crucial subjects as work process descriptions, design of occupational profiles, design of curricula, assessment, quality assurance teaching, training the trainers, development of qualification frameworks, working with relevant national and European bodies such as the European Commission, the European Center for Development of Vocational Training, the German Ministry of Education and Research, the German Federal Institute of Vocational Training. He has also participated in working groups of the industry, mainly the IT multimedia sector. He also is familiar with developments in European automotive industry, mainly through the work as a manager of transnational projects. Since '94, he has designed and coordinated 10 projects funded by programs on European Union and one in the German project. He is a guest researcher from University of Bremen, Institute of Technique and Building, and he is currently working as an international consultant for the project capacity building of National Skill Development Agency, funded by the Asian Development Bank. In this context, he is dealing with the internal training of NSDA consultants, and he is supporting to the setup of the National Skill Research Division. Next, I have with me here Mr. Rajat Khawas. He's an old friend, and he's going to speak on the impact of quality assurance in skills in India, employer engagement, with a few examples from international practice. So he has been building core leadership team with the first UK-India Skills joint venture, Manipal City and Guilds. Is considered one of the successful UK-India joint venture of the skills arena. He helped shape the organization's reach and offer across government, corporate institutions, as well as he has set up verticals in training, assessment and certification, and skills consulting. Large years of experience in learning and development, technology with global experience of US, UK, Middle East, and APAC. From India, he has been a startup specialist and have led to setting up of multiple business successfully across cross sectors, education and training, media and entertainment, TVET, hospitality, and BFSI. So over to you, Chairman, sir. Oh, sorry, I have one more. Sorry, I just, yeah, because his profile came late. I have one more speaker here, very, very important, since he is addressing the 70% of the rural belt. Mr. Deepak Upadhyay. He is a senior coordinator from, sir, please come on the stage, from Sahara Manch. My apologies for missing out. It is the fastest growing NGO in the social development service related to the vocational training based on local demands and local needs.
Good morning, friends. Let me extend a very warm welcome to all of you and my fellow panelists. We have a very, very important and topical issue for discussion today, and it doesn't actually need any introduction. Skilling is something which is so crucial for India, particularly in the context of what we call demographic dividend. The profile, age profile of our youth, about 54-55% under the age of...
A short, very brief description of the German system. Please don't expect too many data. Time is too short for that. Anyway, I think we have an opportunity to discuss questions, yes, after all our contributions. So, as Sara was saying, it is important to have a demand-driven system. I would say the German system is something like that. Yeah? So, of course, you can always have some doubts sometimes, yes, anyway. But I will shortly, briefly show how that works. The first thing that is very important is to have in mind what's the objective of initial VET is. We are talking about initial VET, yes. And I can also say we're talking about a system which has this in the focus, and this is, let me say, a system which has on board training on the job within enterprises, within real work processes, and also theoretical instruction delivered by public vocational schools. So what here can be seen is that this is a skilled occupational activity in a changing working world. This changing working world is very important, yes. You will see that later on, because the system is claiming, yes, to update ability.
Primarily, as of now in India, the approach has been, how do you look at supply side rather than the demand side? He also brought in the relevance of the current credential system, which means if there are certificates which are there, are they really having value? Gerald mentioned about the dual system. So I, representing an organization which looks after, operates in 81 countries. So by and large, the inputs that I'm trying to give you more focus on one aspect of the skill value chain is quality assurance. So probably we'll try and address few of the, or try and suggest or share experiences of what can be a possible approach in terms of bringing some credential systems which can help into more recognition. And how do these two key beneficiaries in the skill ecosystem, one, the learner on one end, other is the employer, because these are the two beneficiaries. Whatever in between we do are all partners who actually enable these two beneficiaries, be it quality assurance, be it qualification, be it standards, all. But the two beneficiaries fundamentally, and these are the two beneficiaries who actually contribute to the economy, right, one way. This is how trying to look at from this perspective.
उस तरह के क्षेत्र को हमने कवर किया है। तो सहारा मंच आपका स्वागत करता है। सहारा मंच एक WWSO मल्टीटेट सर्विसेज, WWSO सिक्योरिटी सर्विसेज का एक छोटा सा अंग है। तो मेन जो है वर्ल्ड वाइड सिक्योरिटी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, बड़ा ग्रुप। सहारा मंच गवर्नमेंट में रजिस्टर्ड है और 95 में रजिस्टर्ड हुआ था। भोपाल ऑफिस है और प्रोजेक्ट ऑफिस हमारा मंडला डिस्ट्रिक्ट, जो कान्हा आपने सुना होगा, कान्हा नेशनल पार्क जो है वो मंडला डिस्ट्रिक्ट में ही है। तो वो मंडला डिस्ट्रिक्ट जहां हम काम कर रहे हैं, कान्हा नेशनल पार्क वाला मंडला है। ये ऑफिस का सारा
And the chair, I learned a lot, and I was just noting down. I can salute, and the session where I can see the youth, and the gender balance also in this hall. Most important thing, I realize that all these speakers are so vast knowledge and experience from the chair to the speakers that they are just putting Gagar mein Sagar, the whole ocean in a pot. It is not easy, so I salute them. Only most important thing, the mindset in India is changing. Earlier, for last two days, I didn't hear that population is a problem. Everybody is saying 1.25 billion population we have. India, we can make clean, we can make it better, we can go for the quality, and we have 2.5 billion hands. Nobody can stop India to become better and better and better. And everybody mentioned about the youth and the Indians abroad, 30 million Indians are abroad, they are very successful, blah, 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 blah. And in addition to that one, we never talked about colonization, which we are always talking that India couldn't progress because of this. This is the change of mindset. And I thank and head up to Dr. Abul Kalam. His book, Vision 2020, changed the whole mindset. This population is power. And that is what I was promoting in UN also. Everybody was thinking that youth is a negative force, means creating problem, like in Middle East also everywhere, from Libya to Tunisia and Algeria and Egypt. Government was changed because of technology and youth. There was no leader. And India has realized, first time I think, that India is a young country and
Thank you.
Scale. Thank you. So let us give the mementos by the chairman, and sir, we'd like our CEO also to join for giving the mementos away. Mr. Vipin Sahni.
Okay. For you.
To Mr. Giral Thil. One from to Mr. Giral Thil. One for Mr. Deepak, for Mr. Markande Rai, Dr. Markande Rai. One to Mr. Deepak Upadhyay. That side, sir.
Thank you. Okay. I think.
And one for Mr. Rajat Khawas.
but even if there is no time, let us have
And
a group photo.
to the chairman from CEO NABET, Mr. Vipin Sahni, for the chairman.
Let us have a group photo. Please come, huh? Don't worry, huh?
Thank you.
No, just wait.
Thank you.
Please join us for lunch. I have an announcement. The QCI DL Shah Quality Best Practice Book, which has been inaugurated yesterday, is available for sale at the kit counter at the cost of rupees 300. It is the compilation